afternoon, Year 1. I hope you've been having lots of fun learning at home this morning. This afternoon we're going to be learning all about Advent. Hopefully you've been exploring the meaning of Advent already with your grown-up. And I hope this morning you opened your Advent calendar door for door number 2 because it's the 2nd of December. Yum, yum, yum. But we are going to be exploring the real meaning of Advent and why it's an important part of the Christian calendar. So, if you've looked at the slides with your grown-up and done some super reading, you will have learnt already that Advent is the first 4 weeks before Christmas. It starts on the Sunday nearest to the 30th of November and finishes at midnight on Christmas Eve. Now, although we have our lovely calendars to count down with indoors, there are also some very special Advent wreaths that people make. They might have them in their homes or in their church. Now, you've got some templates on your next slide that you can either print out from your computer or you can have a go at drawing your own with a felt tip pen. You might be able to get something like a plate or a bowl to draw around with this one. Now, we're going to have a think about our templates and what we can see. You have got a circle, which is your base for the Advent wreath, and then you have got lots and lots of holly leaves and some berries to colour in. And finally, you have got some Advent candles, which are really important, and that's what we're going to talk about in a moment. You'll need to get everything ready, so you'll definitely need a scissors, you'll need some pens, definitely green, some colour pencils maybe if you prefer colouring with pencils. You'll need purple and pink as well. You might have blue, it doesn't really matter too much if you haven't got purple and pink. And you'll need orange and yellow for your flames as well. You'll definitely need some glue as well as your scissors. So once you've either copied out your template, so you've had a go at drawing some candles, or you've printed them out, then you are ready to start. Now, your Advent wreath is going to be made up of your base, and we're going to add some candles and some special leaves all around the edge. Now, your candles are really, really important. On your templates, at the moment they are all white, but you're going to use your coloured pencils to colour them in certain colours to help you learn a bit more about the meaning of Advent. So the candle in the middle, we'll call it this one, number 1, is a white candle, and it's white for the birth of Jesus. It's only ever lit on Christmas Day. Then you have some purple candles around the edge, so you might need a purple candle, and you have one pink candle. Now, your purple candles have a special meaning. So one is the Bethlehem candle, one is the candle of hope, and the 4th candle of Advent is another purple candle, which is the candle of love. Your pink candle is the candle of joy. Now, some people or churches use white candles and they use blue candles sometimes, so it doesn't matter too much if you don't have the right colour, but I do think it's really important that you leave one white, so you won't need to colour this in. So get everything ready. Make sure you've got your scissors and your pencils, or your colouring pens and your glue. So we're going to start with this one. So you'll need to colour this in. I think it looks really nice green. You might want to do a mixture of greens. So you're going to get your colour pencils and you're going to start colouring it in around the edge. Doesn't matter if you go over the lines a bit because you can always cut it out after. Now look, I'm so quick at colouring. I've nearly finished it. Now you're going to cut it out around the edge. Stop rolling away, glue. You might need a grown-up to help you with this middle bit though. So to do this bit, you know we have lots and lots of helpful tricks in Sapphire class to make things like rolled up penguins and all sorts of other things we've been making recently. And this is a really good tip. Fold it in half, and then to cut out the middle, just cut out half of your 2D shape, which everybody should now be able to tell me what it's called because you've been learning about shapes this week as well. So I'm going to cut out my semicircle. I'm giving it away now. And there, I've got a perfect circle. Might be able to make something of that later. And I've got a lovely, very, very neat base for my Advent wreath. Now, your Advent wreath is going to look beautiful once you have all of your leaves around the edge and your berries as well. So you're going to get your holly leaves. You might want to pause your video now to start colouring your leaves in. We used lots of different sorts of greens just because it made it look really lovely. So you're going to colour your leaves in. Pause the video maybe for about an hour because it will take you quite a long time to colour in, especially if you colour them in really, really neatly and carefully. However, if you do go over the edges, it doesn't matter because you're going to cut them out really carefully around the edge afterwards. Oh look, here's some we made earlier. So once they're all coloured in and you've cut them out, do have to cut out really, really carefully around the edge, and you sort of have to keep going back to them and just trimming off little bits so you don't have lots of white bits left around the edge. Then you can stick these on. I think they look really nice with different colours. So it looks like real leaves outside. And once you've arranged them and you're happy, then you can start sticking. Probably just need to stick the base on. We always say don't use too much glue. So we're going to stick those on. Beautiful. And while you're doing this, you never know, if you're really lucky, you might have someone very kind at home with you, maybe a mummy or a daddy or a grandparent, someone who's helping you to learn, and they might even be able to help you with getting your berries ready. So if you're working together with someone, you might have someone who can just help you with a little bit of colouring. Maybe it's even a little brother or sister who can help you out while you get all of your leaves stuck down. It's looking really, really good. Now you come to the important bit, your candles. So your candles look like this at the moment, but remember we're going to colour them in particular colours. So we're going to leave our first candle white, because that's the candle that's really important. Oh, I've dropped some of my candles on the floor. That's why I can't find them. See, we all make mistakes. So we're going to have one purple candle. Obviously I've coloured these in earlier. If you do it, you'll have to get your purple pencil and colour in. Again, do it really neatly and carefully. Then I'm going to have my one pink candle for joy. I'll just go and find the other ones that have fallen on the floor. There's my third purple candle. So that's one of the candles that might be the Bethlehem candle. I've got my fourth purple candle, my candle of love. And then finally, I've got my white candle. Now obviously we've made these earlier. You're going to have to cut yours out really, really carefully if you want them to look brilliant on your wreath. So you go all the way around the edge. And when you colour in the flame at the top, it looks quite nice if you do maybe a bit of orange in the middle, yellow around the outside. I did mine the wrong way round. Oh, I put yellow in the middle, but never mind. We don't mind a little mistake. So you're going to keep cutting out all around the edge. And as you're cutting them out, you can maybe remind yourself what colour the candle is and what that means. Hopefully you watched the little clip as well, all about Nathan and how he celebrates Christmas and the run up to Christmas, and why it's such an important time of year for him. And you saw the little clip of him lighting his very own Advent wreath in his church. So now we've got our candles ready. Let's have a little tidy. So these are your berries, and obviously it takes a little while to colour them in. They're easier to colour than the holly, and they're certainly easier to cut out. And holly is a plant that grows berries in the winter to help feed all of those hungry birds. So you can start arranging them so it looks lovely. Should actually put one on a piece of paper. So maybe use that piece of paper so we can see it a bit more clearly. That's better. And then we're just going to start gluing those berries down. That's probably an easier way to do it. Looking beautiful. And then we're going to start to arrange our candles. Now hopefully you can remember where the white candle goes. It needs to go in the centre of that wreath, and that's the candle that's going to be saved. Ooh, it stuck to my fingers. Until Christmas Day. It's not lit before then. Then you can arrange your other candles. Your candle of, I want to put it behind. Looks quite nice like that. Your candle of hope and of joy, and the candle of Bethlehem, and the candle of love. And you can stick them all the way around the outside. Even I can't decide what the best way to stick them is. I think however you decide to stick them, it will look amazing. So we're going to carry on sticking. There we go. We want this one to go at the back. And this would look lovely. You could either maybe hang it on your wall, pop it on your fridge, on your kitchen, to remind you that we're counting down to Christmas. For Advent, put that one behind. It gives it quite a nice 3D effect. So, our Advent wreath is looking pretty amazing now. So you should be really pleased if yours is looking a little bit like this. You can always pause the video. Oh, it looks wonderful. And stop if you need to cut things out, and then you can restart it again. So hopefully now you can explain to your grown-up what Advent is. You have discussed why it's a really important time of year for Christians, and you've made your own brilliant looking Advent wreath that you can keep in your house somewhere to remind you of this special time of year.